Imagine this. You step onto your balcony, terrace, or backyard one morning and see it. A container blueberry bush overflowing with plump, deep blue berries. Each one glistens like a tiny gemstone in the sunlight. The leaves are glossy, the branches strong, and the fruit clusters look like they belong in a gardening magazine. And then you wonder, why doesn't everyone grow blueberries like this? Why do so many plants fail before producing a single berry? The truth is simple but shocking. Most gardeners unknowingly kill their blueberries from day one. Not because they're difficult, but because blueberries have very specific needs. Wrong soil? Dead. Wrong pot? Dead. Wrong fertilizer? Dead. Wrong watering? Rot or death. Today, I'll give you the ultimate guide to container blueberries step by step, including the top 5 varieties you should grow. Let's dive in. 1. Choose the right blueberry variety. When people decide to grow blueberries, especially beginners, they often assume that all blueberry plants are the same. A blueberry is a blueberry, right? Unfortunately, that assumption is responsible for more dead plants than anything else. Blueberries come in different species, sizes, growth habits, chill hour requirements, and climate preferences, and choosing the wrong type is almost guaranteed failure, and especially in containers. Some varieties only thrive when planted in the ground with deep root space. Others need hours of winter chill. Some grow huge and outgrow pots within a single year. But a handful of varieties are specifically suited for container growing. These special cultivars stay compact, handle restricted root zones, and still produce impressive harvests even in a pot on a balcony or patio. Below are the top 5 blueberry varieties that perform exceptionally well in containers, numbered exactly as you need them. Plant number 1. Top Hat, Dwarf Blueberry. If you had to choose only one blueberry variety for containers, Top Hat would be the clear winner. It naturally stays compact, rarely exceeding 18-24 inches in height. Despite its small size, it produces surprisingly large, sweet berries. It has a naturally rounded shape, making it perfect for decorative pots. It tolerates wind, fluctuating temperatures, and confined roots extremely well. It even works on balconies with limited sun because it performs well in partial sunlight. In many professional container growing guides, Top Hat is considered the gold standard, the ideal starter blueberry for new growers. Plant number 2. Sunshine Blue. This variety is famous for being both heat-tolerant and semi-evergreen, meaning it keeps part of its foliage year-round in mild climates. It's one of the most forgiving blueberries for beginners. Beautiful pink blossoms in spring. Handles warmer climates better than most blueberries. Requires fewer chill hours, so it thrives even in mild winters. Stays compact enough for a 7 to 10 gallon pot. Can tolerate slightly higher soil pH, giving you more flexibility. If you live in a place with hot summers or mild winters, Sunshine Blue may be your perfect match. Plant number 3, Blue Crop. Known as the workhorse of the blueberry world, Blue Crop produces large, firm berries, heavy, consistent yields, long clusters similar to commercial varieties, a strong, upright structure that looks beautiful in pots. It's ideal if you want the biggest possible harvest from a container. A 10-15 gallon pot is perfect for this variety, and once it establishes, it can give you bowl after bowl of berries every summer. Plant number 4, Patriot. This is the go-to variety for gardeners living in colder regions. It can survive harsh winters where other blueberries fail. Extremely cold hardy, down to 30 to 20 wadi. Produces large berries with excellent flavor. Handles heavier soils and fluctuating moisture better than others. Great for growers who also want ornamental beauty. If you've struggled to keep plants alive through the winter, Patriot might be the variety that finally succeeds. Plant number 5, Jelly Bean. This variety truly lives up to its name. Sweet, colorful, and perfect for decorative gardening. Compact, rounded growth habit. Intensely sweet, candy-like berries. Highly ornamental foliage with vibrant color. Ideal for small patios, balconies, and decorative pots. This variety is especially popular in urban gardening because it's cute, tidy, and extremely productive for its size. Why selecting the right variety matters so much. Blueberries are long-lived plants. They can survive 10 to 20 years in containers if you treat them well. But if you start with a variety that isn't suited for pot life, you'll never get the results you want. Choose the right variety, and your blueberry plant will reward you with faster growth, larger harvests, less disease, better stress tolerance, reduced maintenance, more predictable fruiting. This first step determines everything that follows. 2. Why containers are better than ground. Most gardeners assume the ground is always better for fruit plants. Deeper soil, more space, natural conditions. But blueberries break that rule completely. In fact, growing blueberries in containers often gives superior results compared to planting them directly in the soil. Here's why containers outperform ground growing in almost every way. 1. Total control over soil acidity. Blueberries require very acidic soil, pH 4.5 at 5.5. Most backyard soil is nowhere near that level, usually 6.5 to 7.5. In the ground, adjusting pH is difficult, temporary, and unpredictable. But in containers, you control the exact soil blend from the start and can maintain perfect acidity for years. No guessing. No fighting alkaline soil. Your blueberries get exactly what they need. 2. Better moisture management. Blueberry roots are extremely shallow and delicate. They hate drying out, but they also hate being waterlogged. Ground soil can be too dense, too sandy, too compact, too unpredictable. In containers, you can create a customized mix that keeps moisture consistent without drowning the roots. You can also water more precisely and avoid root rot. 3. Superior drainage. Blueberries demand excellent drainage. In the ground, drainage depends entirely on your soil type. Heavy clay or compact soil can kill blueberry roots within weeks. Containers allow you to adjust drainage, choose lighter mixes, prevent water stagnation, avoid soil compaction. A well-draining container mix creates the perfect root environment. 4. Portability, sun, shade, and protection. Unlike in-ground plants, container blueberries can be moved around. You can place them in full sun in spring. Give them partial shade during heat waves. Move them indoors before frost. Shift them to a balcony or sheltered corner during storms. This mobility dramatically reduces stress on the plant and increases fruit production. 5. Warmer soil in early spring. Containers warm up faster than the ground, which stimulates earlier root activity. Earlier roots, worry earlier growth, worry earlier blooms, worry earlier berries. It's one of the reasons container blueberries often produce fruit weeks sooner than in-ground bushes. 6. Protection from soil diseases and pests. Ground-grown blueberries are constantly exposed to threats like soil fungus, nematodes, root rot pathogens, invasive weeds, grubs and larvae, competing tree roots. Container soil is clean, sterile, and free from these problems. That alone dramatically increases the plant's lifespan. 7. Easier pruning and maintenance. Container-grown bushes stay smaller and more manageable. Pruning is easier because growth is more predictable. Branches are tighter, plants are within reach. Root restriction keeps size controlled. This means healthier structure and bigger berry clusters. 8. Better fruit quality. Many growers are shocked to discover that blueberries in containers often produce larger, sweeter berries than the same variety grown in the ground. This is because container plants experience more consistent moisture, better nutrient control, warmer root zones, less stress, optimal sunlight exposure. All these factors together create premium quality fruit. 9. Perfect for any home size. Even if you have no garden, you can still grow blueberries. On balconies, on patios, along walkways, in courtyards, by windows, on rooftops. Containers make blueberry growing accessible to everyone. 10. The main reason containers. Win control. Blueberries are picky, but containers give you total control over soil composition, soil acidity, moisture, temperature, fertilization, sun exposure, overwintering, pest management. When you control the growing environment, you eliminate the conditions that usually kill blueberries. That's why so many gardeners who fail with blueberries in the ground suddenly succeed when they switch to containers. 3. Use the correct soil mix. If you thought picking the right blueberry variety was enough, think again. The soil mix is where most container-grown blueberries meet their demise. You can have a perfect plant, a beautiful pot, and daily care, But if the soil is wrong, your blueberry will slowly weaken and eventually die. Blueberries are acid-loving plants, naturally adapted to acidic forest soils rich in organic matter and perfectly aerated. That means the soil must be highly acidic, with a pH between 4.5 and 5.5. Anything outside this range and the plant cannot absorb the nutrients it needs. Here's what kills blueberries every time. Regular potting soil. It's too alkaline and often too dense. Using it is a fast track to nutrient deficiencies and weak growth. Compost alone. Delicious for many plants, but too rich and too water retentive for blueberries. They'll drown in soggy compost. Garden soil, even worse. Clay, weeds, and pathogens are lurking there. Using garden dirt is basically a death sentence for potted blueberries. The perfect container soil mix for blueberries. Your goal is to mimic the plant's natural forest floor habitat. Loose, airy, slightly acidic, and rich in organic material. Here's the mix that top container gardeners swear by. 50% pine bark fines. Small pieces of shredded pine bark provide structure, drainage, and acidity. Pine bark prevents compaction and helps maintain airflow around the roots. This is the backbone of your blueberry soil. 30% peat moss, acidic and moisture retentive. Peat holds just enough water for the roots without letting them drown. It's the perfect sponge that mimics a natural forest floor. 20% perlite, the secret ingredient for aeration and drainage. Perlite keeps the mix light and airy, ensuring roots don't suffocate or rot. What this soil does for your blueberry plant. When mixed properly, this soil creates a blueberry paradise. Acidic. Roots can absorb all the nutrients they need. Moist but not soggy. Water stays available without drowning the plant. Well aerated, fibrous blueberry roots love oxygen. Compact soil kills them. Fast draining, like excess water escapes quickly, preventing root rot. Substitutes if you can't find pine bark fines. Not everyone has access to specialty pine bark fines. Don't worry, there are alternatives that work almost as well. Crushed pine mulch. Break it into small pieces and use as a substitute for fines. Coconut coir. Peat moss. Coir provides structure and aeration, while peat ensures acidity. Azalea or rhododendron mix. These mixes are designed for acid-loving plants and are often available at nurseries. Key tips for soil success. Blueberry roots are fibrous and delicate. They can't push through compact soil, so aeration is critical. Don't overpack the soil in the pot. Gently fill it and let the roots sit comfortably. Check soil pH before planting. If it's too high, alkaline, mix in more peat or elemental sulfur. If soil feels heavy or clay-like, lighten it with extra pine bark or perlite. With the right soil mix, you give your blueberry the foundation for explosive growth, lush foliage, and abundant fruit. It's the single most important step after selecting the correct variety. 4. The perfect pot size. Once your soil is ready, the next critical factor is the pot itself. Blueberries may look small above ground, but their roots are surprisingly active, spreading quickly and demanding space. Choosing the wrong container will stunt growth, reduce fruiting, and stress the plant, no matter how perfect your soil is. Minimum pot sizes by variety. The size of your container depends on the type of blueberry you're growing. Dwarf varieties, e.g. Top Hat, Jelly Bean. 3 bar 5 gallons is enough. These plants stay small and won't overwhelm the pot. Medium varieties, e.g. Sunshine Blue, 7 to 10 gallons ensures the roots have enough room to expand and support consistent fruiting. Large or high bush varieties, e.g. Blue Crop, Patriot, 10 to 115 gallons. These plants produce large crops and need ample root space. Pro tip: bigger pots, bigger harvests. Don't skimp on container size if you want abundant berries. Best types of containers. Different materials have unique benefits. Consider your priorities. Fabric grow bags. Excellent airflow, air pruning of roots, and prevent root circling. Highly recommended for potted blueberries. Plastic pots. Lightweight, portable, and retain moisture better. Perfect if you need to move the plant indoors or around a balcony. Ceramic or terracotta pots. Heavy and stable, but they dry out quickly. Terracotta breathes, keeping soil aerated, which blueberries love. Wooden containers, great for insulation, keeping roots cooler in summer and warmer in winter. Pots to avoid. Metal pots, they heat up quickly in the sun and can fry roots, especially on patios or balconies. Tiny nursery pots, fine for young plants temporarily, but transplant into a larger container quickly to avoid stunted growth. Extra tips for pot success. Ensure the pot has multiple drainage holes. Blueberries hate wet feet. Line the bottom with a thin layer of gravel, broken terracotta, or perlite to improve drainage. Consider a pot on a rolling stand or trolley. You'll be able to move the plant to catch the sun or protect it during storms. Avoid compacting soil when planting. The roots should be nestled comfortably, not squished. Why container size matters. A properly sized container ensures roots can spread without restriction. Water and nutrients are available throughout the soil. The plant can support a full crop of fruit. The bush stays healthy and vigorous for years. Neglect this step, and even the perfect variety and perfect soil will struggle. Small pots lead to weak growth, yellow leaves, and disappointing harvest. 5. Water the right way. Water is life, but for blueberries, it's a delicate balance. Many new growers unintentionally kill their plants with either too little or too much water. Blueberries are extremely sensitive because their roots are fibrous and shallow, designed to live in forest soil that is consistently moist but never waterlogged. Here's what happens in the two extremes. Soil dries completely. The roots desiccate, leaves wilt, flowers drop, and the plant becomes weak. Recovery is slow and fruiting may be lost for the season. Soil stays soggy, the roots drown, oxygen levels drop, and fungal diseases like root rot can take over. In extreme cases, the plant dies within weeks. The key: consistent moisture. Think of a blueberry soil as a wrung-out sponge, damp but not dripping. This is the ideal state to mimic the plant's natural woodland environment. Step-by-step watering routine. Check the top 2 inches of soil and stick your finger in. If it feels dry, water thoroughly. If it's still damp, wait a day or two and check again. Water deeply, pour slowly until water starts draining out the bottom. This ensures moisture reaches the full depth of the root system. Avoid shallow, frequent watering. It encourages roots to stay near the surface, creating weak, drought-sensitive plants. The best water for blueberries. Rainwater, ideal for blueberries. Naturally soft and acidic, it keeps the pH in the perfect range. Tap water often contains chlorine, fluorine, or dissolved minerals. Over time, these can raise soil pH and harm sensitive roots. If tap water is your only option, consider letting it sit for 24 hours to off-gas chlorine. Using a water filter or softener to remove excess minerals. Pro watering tips. Use a drip tray sparingly. Don't let the pot sit in standing water or the roots will suffocate. Mulch the top of the pot with pine bark, pine needles, or wood chips. It retains moisture while keeping the soil surface aerated. During hot summer months, check the soil twice daily. Container blueberries dry faster than in-ground plants.